Reverend Scott, who will be taking over for me at the start of hour number 3. Reverend Scott, what is your favorite type of cheese?
I like a nice Vermont sharp cheddar.
All right, very good. Where else? I don't think we've ever spoken about cheese before. That was great. Thank you, Shape, and thank you, Andrew. And for those of you in the audience, we encourage all of you, especially the new speakers, unlike other clubhouse rooms, we put a on the new speakers. We encourage you to be bold, brave, courageous. Raise your hand, come on up. You can talk about anything you want. It's just evidence. You can talk about cheese. You can talk about God, religion, politics, current events, clubhouse, you, me, the show. You know, just, have a take and don't suck. When you come on up, you could either go on a narrative, ask me to go on mute, talk for 5 minutes, just don't say anything completely stupid, or you can engage with me or my mod squad. I have assembled, without a doubt, the best mod squad in the history of Clubhouse. And with that, we are about 90 seconds away from the top of the hour, so it's time for our break. And Reverend Scott will be taking over after the break. So by all means, please don't go away, okay? We will be right back with hour number 3 and Reverend Scott.
The benefit you get from being in Vegas is they subsidize all the flights, so it must be really fucking cheap for you to just fly there and back.
Dude. Well, it's nice because I can get non-stops everywhere, and it is relatively cheap. But the problem is, I just don't like flying all the way to Atlanta.
Yeah, I hear you.
I really don't like going across the country if I don't have to.
Is it a time zone thing or just a distance?
Well, yeah, it's 5 hours in an airplane, and then, getting back and forth is, annoying. I lose time. I lose a lot of time going there. So, the problem is, okay, on the way there, I have to leave at the ass crack of dawn. Let's say I leave at 6 a.m., and I have a 5-hour flight. I get to, New York by, 4:30. And that's just it feels like a whole day wasted. And then I stay up partying with East Coast people. And then I have to get back on the plane to come to the West Coast. And then I gain time, but now I have a fucking hangover. I feel like shit. And then I go right back into my responsibilities. So it's the wrong direction,
So funny enough, if you were a East Coaster going West Coast, it would work.
Way better.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I don't have that problem, but then again, I'm thinking because I'm always returning to the East Coast.
It's way better to be an East Coaster going west than a West Coaster going east.
It sucks when you get out there and you can't stay up late because you're so exhausted.
Well, yeah, that's the benefit of being a West Coaster going east is I'll be partying with you guys and it's midnight your time and it's 9 p.m. on my body clock and I'm like, let's keep going.
Yeah.
So that is the benefit. And then when you go to England, you get that benefit times triple, Because it's let's party till 4 a.m., fuck it. Except for when I went to England, then I had to give a speech at 2 a.m. on my body clock, which was fucking horrible. Yeah.
I think the funniest conference I ever did was Wedbush had a quarterly shareholder meeting that they asked me to speak at in 2015, 2014.
I remember Wedbush. They used to write those research reports that were a big deal.
Yeah, they were the largest, so they're the largest West Coast investment bank, which is being the smartest kid in special ed.
What happened to them, by the way? Do they still have a lot of Bitcoin?
I think so. So I'm still friends with their. So they had Wedbush is run by a family. The family says that they're going to be thesis driven. And my friend Sherry is the one who ran their head of equities. Sherry has since left Wedbush. I don't know what their current strategy is, but Sherry and Gil were the ones who constantly wrote research reports saying that you should put as much of your money as you could into Bitcoin. So for a while, they were the biggest deal in finance, saying
I read those. Yeah, I read those reports. I remember we were all like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, these guys, they get it."
Yeah. So I gave a talk, and dude, their conference started at 5:30 in the morning.
Ugh, pain.
And it's even crazier because they're West Coasters, so for them that's like 2 a.m. But because they go to work with the stock market, like they have to show up back to the office at 2 a.m. to be there for 2 hours to then wait for the market to open. But then their day is done at like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or something.
Yeah, so that is the benefit of being on the West Coast is I'm up at 5 a.m. with the markets, and it's nice because by 1:30 the day is over.
It's a very weird clock. Do you remember when I talked about how Jordan Peterson stopped Antifa from rioting at his events?
Oh yeah, because he got them all to show up early in the morning.
Yeah, he just, instead of doing events at 8 p.m., he did them at 8 a.m., and no one on the left wants to protest. Like, dispositionally, the kind of person that wants to destroy things will not wake up at 6 a.m. to riot.
So that's when we'll hold all our Nazi meetings. It's good to know. all the Hitler Youth rallies shall take place at 6 a.m. It's funny. There was this Twitter comment about it said communists, people who identify as communists. Why don't you own a gun if you're in America? And then there were a bunch of people being like, my mental health does not allow me to own a gun because I'm worried about ending my own life. And it was like every comment was that, some version of that.
Which is crazy because like Marx was the hardest chorus of every adult should own a gun.
Well, yeah, it's incongruous with communist ideology.
Marx literally thought you cannot have a society of equals unless everyone owns a gun.
Yeah, that's why if there is going to be a communistic takeover of the U.S., it's going to be led by a technocratic oligarchy. It'll be a surveillance state phenomenon, not a violent phenomenon. And I think probably the same is true of a fascistic takeover of the U.S. as well.
We're getting pretty close to fascism with what Trump is doing with Brexit. Oh, did Huddle leave? Wah. Hey, Dusty, did the kidnap you yet?
Yo, not yet. Still thinking. Apparently, I didn't know this, but this place was born at. I don't know, she was just very odd.
That found me, the faith came into my life versus me seeking it through circumstances. So anyway, I don't think it's a coping mechanism for me. It is a truth that works for me, and I don't expect anybody else to believe that it's true, but I am not going to let go of my belief in faith.
All right, thank you, Violet. Let's go to my main man, JCC. JCC is religion a coping response to trauma? Is it a crutch? What make you of religious faith, JCC?
Since I am not of religious faith, I'm going to answer according to my interactions with those who are of a religious faith. It's my understanding it seems to be passed on through family tradition, i.e., kind of indoctrination of some sorts or the other. And from further dialogue with those who do hold it, I do think it's a coping mechanism, whether it be from a traumatic experience or just a way to have something to lean on to help them deal with the ebb and flow of life. So I guess basically it could be mechanicalistic as Bain is asking, or it could be a coping slash trauma response. So it depends on the individuals.
Good, very good. Lynn, is religion a coping mechanism to trauma? Is it a crutch? What do you make of it, Lynn?
I don't think it's either. I mean, I do have a traumatic childhood, but notwithstanding that, I think that my faith has been more like a guiding light to definite performances in my life that are much better than what would be perceived from my trauma. I think it was my faith and the belief system that I got within that system was something that elevated me over the trauma to surviving and then thriving. And so I don't think it's a coping mechanism. I think that it's more of I think for me, I think it would be more of something for me to elevate what I had prior to me finding the faith, if that makes
complete sense. Thank you. Richard, what do you think? Is it trauma response religion? Is it a crutch? What is it? A coping